but to the thing. Yeah, this is it. This is the stuff. Good evening. You have chosen a good one this evening. My name's Jay. This is Late Night Playset. You know that because you clicked on the link. Unless you stumbled upon it in some sort of ad situation on the internet. This pretty girl over here is Nicole. She's wearing a TLG shirt because that's where we get our Porsche serviced. It's Porsche service right there on the shirt. You can see it. Our guest this evening, speaking of Porsches and vehicles and automotive anything, Jonny Lieberman is here, and he brought a guest. So there may be Jonny Lieberman +1. We'll see. They're in the green room right now. Don't have a camera over there for it, but that's not a bad idea. Isn't it nice being along for the creative process? Maybe a green room cam. Gordon has one. Why don't we? He's got one of these too. Okay. All right. I can't help it. Mike Chisholm, producer Mike, Canadian Mike, I think maybe Canadian Mike is good, is up there in Canada. He is also host of the Letterman Podcast, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. What is up, producer Mike? How are things?
If you're going to be along for the ride of the creative process, just wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, especially over here because, like, we take violent turns sometimes. I guess that's not true. I'm actually a pretty smooth driver, and we're not very abrupt with our movements, so.
You were very thought out.
Too fucking thought out. You ever meet somebody who just thinks too much? That might be me. Anyway, we've got a great show because Jonny Lieberman's here, because this guy over here is here in Canada. We've also got you on Instagram. M. Merritt is here. Clark Smith 2021 is here. Boy, they were staring at my butt that whole time. Sorry, Instagram. Sure, a lot of people turned off then. Sean Bishop making note that, of course, he could see my sweet behind. Sean Bishop, I would love to talk to you tonight if you are up in the Hawaiian hours that you are living these days. I have 2 ideas I want to pitch you. They came to me very, whatever. Again, the creative process. You're here for it. Isn't that exciting? And here I am just talking to the wall over here because this is the picture. It's Romper Room. I see Sean Bishop, and I see Teresa Porsche driver, and I see Pete McNulty, and people my age and above will get that reference. Otherwise, who is this guy and where's the show? Okay, good point. Let's start it up here. Will, take it away. I've already done this. We have so much bubble fluid, but none of it is in this studio right now. It's all in storage. I gotta get it. But there's a couple. There's a couple stragglers. Let's turn Instagram around over here. I'll just gingerly put my water on the floor there. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. So Instagram is okay. Oh, God, no. Oh, what's happening? There we go. Everything's falling apart. All right, I love this. Now, I'll put this on. Now, here we are. Welcome to the Late Night Playset, everybody.
Hello.
Johnny's like, and these guys are here. And Johnny's like, hey, I brought a friend. And he's like, I don't know who these people are or what's going on here. This is ridiculous. Tuesday, May 26th. Fuck. Excuse me. Is that right? Is that right? Holy shit. I feel like it was just Happy New Year. May 26th, 2022. Jonny Lieberman is here, and he brought a friend. Johnny, who's your friend?
This is Michael Shaffer.
Michael Shaffer?
Better known as Shaffer.
Better known as Shaffer.
Actually, #Shaffer. But he's a very accomplished automotive photographer. Sort of the official North American photographer for Ferrari, but also like Mercedes and Subaru, and he was an intern. Actually, we have a funny story we could tell you. But he did sell me his soul when he was an intern at Motor Trend. And then we worked together for a while, and then he left Motor Trend and 10x'd his income. as at least, actually more than that, probably like 14x
per month.
And great guy. And have you looked at your phone yet?
Oh, no, here we go.
Look at your phone.
All right, got it. All right, Jesus Christ, I forgot. Jonny Lieberman's here, everybody.
What
If I didn't tell you, Jonny Lieberman is here. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, that's hilarious. This is in the green room right now.
No, not that.
No?
The other picture.
Oh, is this what's outside right now?
Yeah. So we're trying to...
Oh, what? You could have parked those in the garage gingerly downstairs if you wanted.
Look,
Street parking, everybody.
I mean, it's,
they
we're
can't
trying
see
to,
right.
I know, Toluca Lake is up and coming, but we're trying to gentrify your neighborhood a little bit.
Appreciate it. Thank
Pretty
you.
Sure my pot dealer in high school lived in Toluca Lake. So.
I go to Pulp Fiction every time. And didn't Jimmy live in
right. Yes,
Toluca Lake?
The heroin dealer. That's right. Yeah.
The heroin dealer?
Jimmy.
Jimmy
sorry.
was...
Right. I was thinking of Eric, what's his face?
All we know is what business Jimmy wasn't in. That's as I recall.
Right.
Because there was no sign. Everyone remembers. That is awesome. So wait, I saw the Lambo, and then it's not the is it the Roma? What is that?
Roma.
It is a Roma.
Yeah,
God,
so
I love
Shaffer
the
brought
Roma. I love the Roma. Is this your Roma or is this a press Roma?
I'm working on it.
Oh, nice.
I flew out to hang with Jonny, and I asked my friends at Ferrari North America if I could nab a car, and they gave me a Roma.
Oh, so this might be the one that we all had a spin in like a little while ago. Was this the blue one that we all drove?
I think that's gray. The one I had.
Oh.
The one I had was bluer.
Okay.
It was like a lighter blue.
I love the Roma.
Terrific car. I still dream about it. It's the one Ferrari I really, really desire.
And not a bad factory Turo. Well done. Like a rental car, factory rental car for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I have to keep up with Jonny.
Yeah, I mean he's only got 8 cylinders. I have 12, but one day.
Are you coming up the hill tomorrow?
That's what do you think I get cars for?
Fantastic. Holiday weekend up at GBBC. We should probably stop talking about it because I don't think it needs any more publicity. The hellos. Okay, I got a lot of feedback from you talking on the show the other day, and people liked it because you were emotional and it was honest, and you're real with what you're dealing with, which is multiple sclerosis, which Shaffer probably doesn't know.
He has no idea.
Yeah, so she can't
He
walk.
doesn't even know why this is called Late Night Playset.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I can't even see who we're talking about.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. So nice to meet you. Sorry about
Jay's wife's over there. Yeah. She's ill.
You look great from the half of your face I can see here, so sorry about all that.
That's hilarious.
Laughter's the best medicine, right?
Amen. And we live by that. So anyway, a lot of good feedback on the fact that you were crying and sharing. So I guess that's kind of your job these days. The share part. You can cry or not, as you wish.
Keep it up. I'll answer anything.
Well, can I ask a couple questions then?
Please.
We, yesterday, while we weren't here on the show, we were over at a medical center getting some MRIs done, kind of a fucking series of MRIs done. You got like 3 in 1 shot back to back without breaks, which equates to about 90 minutes at least in the machine. Thought The last time I had an MRI, I was in for about 3 hours, which is the longest I've ever heard of anyone being in. I think they left and went to lunch and freaking forgot about me. I have no idea, but it gave me PTSD. You're dealing with stuff way worse than what I was dealing with at the time. How are you today?
Better than last night. I got really spun by the MRIs, which didn't seemingly happen before. It might have, but it really messed with me yesterday. But I'm better today.
What you mean by that is that you've had MRIs before and they didn't used to knock you out.
Yeah, I used to have a bunch to figure out that I had this 10 years ago.
We did everything. We did. I wonder if that picture's still in here. If not, I should put it back in here. There's a picture of you with. Do you remember it had your thing in the eye and you were getting shots and you had IVs and.
I had to give myself shots and the.
Oh, I have it here. This is great. Here, let me pull it up. No, keep going. Go ahead.
I had to give myself shots and.
This is when we were figuring out you had MS. These are the different places we took.
Compilation of shit. The eye thing, they had a sensor that went to my brain so they could see how the lag was, because I have a blind spot in my right eye. So they wanted to see what the difference was. It's probably different.
The bottom right one is the eye thing. Yeah, you look like a cyborg because that thing is like full Clockwork Orange. Here, the Instagram you can see full Clockwork Orange, like prying your. It was inside your eyelid.
It was like a swim cap on my eyeball.
Well, with that, the whole point was they were seeing how they would give you signals and then see your reaction time and what the lag was between. That's what you mean?
Yes.
Oh, it's got to be a better way.
In both eyes.
And this was only
a colonoscopy in July. I'm old enough finally.
Oh yeah. Are you getting upper and lower?
I don't know yet.
If I could recommend, get the upper lower at once, and then they knock you out, and then it's a very enjoyable experience.
Okay.
You don't have to there's no awkwardness or anything. It's just lay on your side and take a little nap.
Okay, well, I do that. I did that earlier.
And you're all prep. In fact, that was your prep. Anybody will tell you the worst part is the prep.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah,
you drink the thing the night before and shit your
I'm trying to
goddamn
relate. I've
guts
never
out.
had an MRI, and I've never had anything hanging on my eye before. So.
Well, you're going to lose weight from what you're going through. You're going to lose at least 5 pounds in one day. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you should do it right before Pikes Peak and just get all that weight out.
No. I have a bunch of medical procedures coming up, all scheduled for after. After. Yeah. I don't want them to find anything that would delay it.
Right. Oh, very good. I see.
I got a physical, and my doctor said, "Yeah, you seem fine."
Cleared to race. Yeah.
Just as fat as you've always been. So.
It's not like the fight where they have to weigh in the night before or whatever. Yeah. Real quick, producer Mike up in Canada. I want to talk to you about the Letterman Podcast. How are things going? You put up another episode with a great guest, and then you recorded with a fantastic guest as well. So what's going on with you?
It is a wave of momentum that, you predicted, and I listened to, and phenomenal things happening. We had one of David Letterman's best friends in the entire world, Tom Dreesen, came on, and we went 2.5 hours. We're doing a double episode, and we've got some clips from the show that we're going to be releasing. He didn't come on the show until David Letterman gave him permission to do it, which was kind of a cool thing. And he and I have been going back and forth quite a bit since. So that was a real honor talking to another comedy legend. David Letterman went to Johnny Carson. Tom Dreesen went to Frank Sinatra. And we had a lot of very cool old showbiz stories and a lot of David Letterman stories on that podcast. So that's be coming out soon. Thanks very much for mentioning it.
Oh, absolutely. We don't have a release date on that yet, but coming soon.
Part 1 is going to be Tuesday next week. Part 2 will be Tuesday the following week. And I think we'll probably release some teasers. He's been giving me some advice on things to do within the show and release some little clips and things like that. So, Tuesday is when that one comes out.
That's fantastic. Congrats on that. From a guy who didn't think he was the one to host this show to a guy who's now hosting and getting inside the infrastructure of how all this stuff works. I'm very proud of you, and I hope that you're proud of yourself.
Very much so, and I'm very grateful as always. It's just an amazing ride, having so much fun. And just like Johnny, though, I'm as fat as I've always been, so some things never change either.
Amen.
Oh, gosh. All right. All right, so we talked about that, the Letterman podcast. Was there anything else that I was supposed to? I was only filling out this blue card when our guests arrived. Is there anything else? Was there anything else? Your MRIs, I know, but we're dealing with that, and hopefully people will hear more through the Autoimmunity Foundation soon.
Yes, someday I'll get my words together to talk about it.
How is the foundation coming?
Excellent question from Jonny Lieberman. The question was, how is the foundation coming? And we anticipated giving an update on it on Tuesday, but we weren't able to because what we thought whatever. Maybe next week.
My ideas are magnanimous, but I need to share them with him, and I literally physically can't.
Gotcha.
Something turns off, so I think it's good.
It's a work in progress. There are a lot of great ideas and a lot of conversations being had, but what the actual focus of how this will all look, I think everyone knows what we're doing. I mean, we are the Autoimmunity Foundation. This is it. We do the show. We do that thing. We spread love. We do good vibes. We're going to do new content that's more MS focused. You know what I mean? Like, people know what it is and what it's going to be. You don't need to stress yourself out thinking about that. Like, what's our mission and all that? Don't stress yourself out. Just think about how you want to be you in ways that will help other people so that, in turn, other people can support you being you.
Thank you.
Does that make sense? It's a lot. I have kind of...
You lost me.
got the
Shit!
gist. I got the gist, and I appreciate you saying it.
Don't try too hard. Don't stress yourself out about it. This is all supposed to benefit you.
I know, and part of my gift to everyone is this is stressing me the fuck out. So
I started a nonprofit once.
Enjoy.
And what a ball ache! It's just it just doesn't end. Yeah, it's like so.
It's not been fun, but you know.
It's not fun. It turns out.
But I think overall it will definitely make a lot of sense. I really do. I mean, like, I know it.
it totally will. I'm glad that we started the process of figuring out where I am, because I think that's a big part of.
Yeah. We're getting you a
helping
whole new
people.
baseline. Your baseline
Yeah.
from before is no longer applicable to you now.
Yeah.
So doing all that stuff over is really smart.
I'm glad to have that to do and update as I can.
I'm very glad for your willingness to do all of it. There was a point where you weren't there was a point where you were kind of dealing with things in your own time, and that's perfectly okay.
Yes. I love when people ask me things because it gives me parameters, and I just...
You mean things like, "Hey, how you doing?
No, I hate that question.
How's it going, Nicole?" Hi.
Part of the reason I don't like the question is it's taught in business schools to get people to talk
It's a
about what they
qualifier.
want to
Yeah,
talk about.
Totally.
So I don't, and I don't like small
So what
talk.
do you do for a living?
I don't like small talk, so I don't want to talk about any nonsense ever, let alone how are you? Like, it's so loaded for me.
Is that your age? Is that what you're going through physically and your tolerance levels to shopping? Or is that like your bullshit meter from your old job at work being fucking really, really tuned in? What part of that makes you just go, not for me?
Probably the latter, the last one. Like, no one in my old business ever asked that. We didn't have time, so we talked about other shit. So when people that don't have anything to talk about want to just ask that, I know they have nothing to talk about.
I'm taking notes. I'm never
Thanks.
asking you anything again.
Nicole's all, bring it with substance or don't bring it at all.
I got no substance.
I still
The
have no
people
idea
are
what's going on.
substance. When they try to be shit, they're not, and ask
Ooh.
questions they don't know.
Authenticity.
Yeah,
You're just looking for authenticity.
totally.
That's why we like weirdos, people who aren't afraid to be themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed.
And asking dumb questions that have superficial answers is not the way to get to authentic people. I find.
I love it. I think you being this honest, authentic you on the show is way better than anything else. For real.
I'm re-embracing being a jerk.
Welcome to the club. Welcome back to the club.
Oh, gosh. The
Team
bottom of the
jerk.
hour on
Not
Assholes
teamwork,
Are Us.
Team jerk. Yeah.
I do like the other picture you sent, though, Johnny, speaking of. Did you guys see this? So the fair one's actually in the green room, but you put some, what do we call this? What's the name of your racing team?
There's no
Or
name.
whatever this
Yeah.
is.
So that's Zuckerman's head. But
I know, but
Yeah.
Is it Lieberman Racing? Is it
well, it's
Pikes?
Spike's Car Radio. It's the logo for Spike's Car Radio. But what's been fun is on the car, we're sorting out the livery. And so, a couple times a week, I'll get like, here's our latest rendering. I'm like, oh, everything's great. Could you make the ugly man's head bigger? That's all I've said. I've said nothing else about the car. I'm like, can you make the ugly man's head? Because my dream is the whole car is just Paul's head. I just want Zuckerman's angry head flying up the mountain.
Why not?
But it got to the point where a guy from Porsche who was copied on the emails, Porsche Motorsports North America, I should say, he's like, is there a significance behind the ugly man's head? And I was like, well.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I was like, well, and I was like, well, it's my co-host on Spike's Car Radio. It's a big, successful podcast. Then I was like, you know what? How would Zuckerman enter this? I'm like, it's one of your biggest customers. He just took delivery of a GT3 Touring. He's got a GT4 RS on order. He's personally spending all of Spike and Seinfeld's money from the movie on new Porsches. Like, he's your best customer. Like, you want the head bigger. And he was like, oh, okay.
Got a GT2 RS too, right? I mean, they have
GT4
everything.
RS. Sorry, if I said 2, I made a mistake. But
No. I think they have the 2 as well. I mean, they have everything.
Zuckerman has a GT2 RS. They had a Z-Plan 2RS that they sold, and now Zuckerman.
Oh, maybe that's what I was.
Yeah. They had 2 for a while, or 1.5. Zuckerman had 1.5, and Spike had half. Now Spike has none, and Zuckerman has 1.
Oh my God!
But the 2 of them, they got a Z-Plan GT4 RS coming, plus all the other stuff they're gonna order once the movie's done. So.
Oh my God!
Yes.
All right, well, you're awesome. So why don't we just do some commercials real quick, and then we'll get Jonny in here. Although, one real thing, real quick. Christian James Hand has a show tonight going on. If you're watching this live, it's going on tonight at like 8 o'clock. I don't even remember where. It's somewhere in town. He invited us to it. It's Pink Floyd tonight. It's the sessions. Christian James Hand is awesome, and what he does is awesome. It would have been killer to see Pink Floyd and him extrapolate it. But we're here doing this. So sorry we couldn't make it, but if you are in town looking for something to do tonight, I think it's at like 8 o'clock. So there's plenty of time right now. If you're seeing this on the replay, good luck to you. You'll have to be elsewhere.
Does he YouTube his shows, or they're always live?
It's the whole. I think because of the nature of what he does, it's
Copyright.
live. I think. Yeah. And I feel like he could get around it because of the it's opinion, and it's he's now a commentary.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a guy on YouTube. I can't think of his name, but he'll be like, here's how you play every part of Black Dog, and he'll play everything. And I don't know if he ever puts the entire song together.
Right.
But he's playing it, and you can hear it. I don't know. So who knows?
It's the same thing. And either way, all Christian James Hand's going to do is go sell more records. Like what his art does is sell the other existing art that belongs to other people. So.
Right.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what's going on there. As far as commercials, my goodness, my favorite part, and the missus is as well. The missus is as they say, all which separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. What types of toys are we talking about today, Mrs. Ryan?
Collector cars and businesses that insure them and homes and stuff. I forget what.
That's right.
Everything.
Could be anything. Anything of value that requires insurance. He sells it. Obviously, we talk about Haggerty a lot on the show because of the collector cars. Sure, you can get yourself some Haggerty from him or switch your existing policy over for no charge and get that concierge service. But licensed in most states, St. Clair Insurance shops top providers, all of the top providers, so you get the best coverage for your toys. Simply go to the internet and check them out on www.coverageforyourtoys.com. Coverageforyourtoys.com.
Coverageforyourtoys.com.
And tell Jeff St. Clair that Nicole says hello because
I can't.
sometimes she can't. Again, it's a multiple sclerosis joke.
No, it's
we
great.
we laugh because.
Right.
This episode has been brought to you in part by Series 1 Films. Series 1 Films helps automotive brands create engaging cinematic content for social media and advertising to grab and hold your ideal customer's attention. Simply check them out at series1films.com, series1films.com.
Series1films.com.
And the one it's a number 1. if you want, go see Taylor. He's usually at Breakfast Club on Friday. So if you want to talk to him in person, just go check it out. Go say hello. He's the guy who looks like a 70s porn star. He's got like period. No, the other one. No, when you had the mustache for sure, but now you just look like yourself. But Taylor he'll always have like bell bottoms and some period clothing on, and he's got a look, and so does his material that he makes, and it's very, very cool. So check him out. In the meantime, while we switch some cameras over and get our guests in these seats, or one of them or two of them, whatever's happening, I don't know, we'll see. Please listen to these brief words from our friends at Oh So Delicious Hot Sauce. The hot sauce, Mrs. Ryan.
Made by bears.
Made by bears.
Oh, it's so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Garlic and serrano mixed with love and care. You can put it on your eggs, pour it on your rice. It's great on a leg, it's better on a slice. It's oh so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Oh, so delicious hot sauce. Great on everything.
I'll forget
except
Mike.
oatmeal.
Get your bottle today at ohsodelicious.org. $1 from every bottle sold goes to the National Military Family Association.
I'm Jonny Lieberman, and you're watching LNP. What does LNP stand for?
Late Night Playset.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I've been on there. Yeah, good show. You should like and subscribe.
What are you driving today? 63 356B. Hey, 111. What are you driving today? Here we go. Oh, this is fun, David. Thumbs up for sure.
This just proves that you don't have to go fast to have fun.
You don't have to go fast. Can you see my smile already?
Okay, I'm impressed.
You don't need to stick it. He's already got it. My car's gonna feel slow as balls after this. I'll tell you that. Pedal down. Yeah, baby. Well, here we go. And with that music, that means officially that we're back. Oh, Jonny, Shaffer, it's so great to see you both. Pull those mics closer to both of you.
Yes.
You want to be somewhere in the
Check.
6 inch to a foot range.
I have a boomer of a voice.
Nice. Or more, or less.
So I brought
Ish.
Shaffer.
Yeah, you did.
Because last time, as you remember, I showed up and there was another guest. So I was like, you know what? I'm bringing a guest.
The party shows have become quite fun, but last time there was a reason for it. I booked both of you thinking one or both of you would cancel. And then
But why would you think I
neither
would?
one of you
I mean,
would cancel.
Adam, sure, flaky, you know.
Wasn't it like COVID was wrapping up? Wasn't
Yeah,
there
there was
something
a lot
going
of.
on?
I think, yeah, I
Or you
had
were
a
traveling?
COVID scare the time before.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you canceled the time before. That's why.
Because I thought I had COVID. I was sorry. I didn't want to infect you.
I mean,
What a
appreciate
dick.
it. I appreciate it and all. No, obviously I do. Let's see. We missed some YouTube stuff here before. Let's see. Ian Zidek says, fast cars kill more children than assault rifles. Jonny Lieberman is a terrorist. Is that
that's
true?
Nice. That's not. It's false.
Oh,
Number
nice.
one killer of people under the age of 21 is officially guns.
Yeah, I read that
We
too.
might have got there yesterday, but yeah, it's officially guns.
Compelling, mature conversation for middle-aged hipsters. Okay, this has
Yeah.
nothing to do with you. This
No,
has to
I
do
like
with
it. I
us.
like it. Keep them coming.
I hate that argument.
Richard needs a diaper change. Which one's Richard?
That's my 5-year-old who doesn't wear diapers.
Oh, okay. Spike is not watching.
No.
I definitely would.
I
agree
mean,
with that.
I've bet every penny I'll ever make in my life on the fact that Spike is not watching right now.
This show, period. I would guess.
No, yeah. No, he'll never watch the show ever. But 100% right now, I know. But hey, I brought you.
Oh yeah,
Ugly Man Heads.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And there's a
That's
pile in your green room
awesome.
too.
Thank you. You know, maybe we'll just have mugs made. I think that probably is the answer.
We can make one right now.
It just
I'm gonna make one right now.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
guys,
why
you guys
not?
talk amongst yourselves.
There you go.
I didn't bring anything. I'm sorry.
He had no idea. I was like, "You're gonna be on a podcast," and
Still
that's
have
all
no
I
idea
told.
what's going on.
He's like, what the shit is happening? Why are all these lights in their dining room?
I'm
Why-
getting more confused as we go on.
Why do you think it's called Late Night Playset?
Because it's dark in here.
Totally.
You're amazing.
Do you want to tell him?
No, because I don't even care anymore. I mean, I'm over it. I mean, we're switching shit. In fact, you know what's in those boxes over there that aren't usually there? We didn't get to this earlier.
Leno's set.
Hilarious. You're fucking hilarious.
No,
Is this turning into a porn?
Those are
Yes.
No, those are new chairs to get the Letterman chairs out of here, so that we can de-Letterman this place a tiny bit.
This is Letterman's old set from the late night show.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah. He's like, that
makes more sense.
it's oddly familiar.
He's probably so young he probably never saw Letterman.
I've spent some time watching. I don't recognize this set, but
Well, I mean, it's in our dining room. I mean, but you have that whole thing and this whole.
Yeah. Okay.
Blue cards.
Now it all makes sense.
But yeah, that is all true. That is all true. Yeah. But in the meantime, I'm sorry you didn't realize that you were doing this, and I'm sorry you got looped in. I hope that you're all right. I hope you don't feel like a captive.
I do a little bit, but worse things have happened. So I'll try to step and pace by the end of whatever's happening right now.
Fair enough.
Thanks for
I like a guy who goes with the flow.
Yeah. And I should mention, it's a true story. He really did, for real, sell me his soul when he was an intern. And I still have the.
Let's hear it.
You still have the contract.
I have the contract.
He has
yeah.
a contract.
It's not framed yet. But
It's only been 12 years.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that versus eternity?
One of these days.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was. So this guy really likes Ferraris. If he has a character flaw, it's that he really likes Nissans, but he also really likes Ferraris. And so we had a 458 Italia, the most cheater press car in history, I should add, the cheatingest of all cheater press cars. And he was an intern, and right, you weren't allowed to drive. What was the deal? No one was allowed to drive the car. It was like me, Ed, and Ron.
It was also the first Ferrari that Motor Trend had in like 6 years.
Yeah,
we were finally off the blacklist.
Yeah,
so
we go on.
We're not going to let an intern screw it up.
Yeah, well,
but
or blame it on the intern regardless of what happened.
Right. And so he was like, "Oh, how were you?" Because I knew somehow, I don't remember, but I remember you really wanted to drive it.
Oh, from day one, as soon as I stepped through the Motor Trend doors, I was wearing Ferrari shirts and hats and everything else. I've been screaming Ferrari from the rooftops since I was in diapers. So
Yes.
that was as soon as.
Why? Like what? How did it get under your skin so
Ferrari?
early? Yeah. I mean, that's early and that's specific.
Yeah. I honestly don't. I don't know how does it happen to the rest of the planet that Ferrari has its grips on.
I've never heard somebody say I figured out Ferrari at 9. It hit me, and I don't know why.
I think I bought like a 1/18th scale F50 from the mall when I was in elementary school, and I would just stare at it and just obsess over it, and then that just it trickled from there.
I get that 100%.
Yeah. So it literally started with the toy, and I was obsessed with that toy, and then I was like, oh wait, they go fast too, and they're cool, and all the history and all the lore of everything about Ferrari, it just resonates with me.
So he's a 23-year-old intern?
I think it's 25.
25-year-old intern.
Maybe 24.
So anyways, I wrote this thing out, and it was like, Michael Albert Schaefer, give my eternal soul to Motor Trend. At the time, I think I was senior editor.
Eternal soul?
Eternal soul.
Oh, eternal.
Yeah, no. Eternal soul to Motor Trend senior editor. Sell it to him, Jonny Lieberman, for the chance to very briefly drive a Ferrari 458 Italia.
Oh, wow.
And then I made him sign it in red, and he drove it.
Yeah.
So what would have happened in a situation like that? Is it on you, or is it still on Motor Trend?
It's on Motor Trend.
First of all, I would not have let anything happen in that car.
There you go.
Wait, remember the deer that almost landed on the car?
Yeah, you were driving for that, though. We were blasting up, was it Decker Canyon?
It was around Decker, yeah. It was a Malibu Road. It might have been Mulholland, but yeah, it was around there.
Yeah, and I think
Decker.
it was the middle of the day, but we got out to check, and there was like some essence of deer on the bumper. Like there was like fur.
Oh, like you just kissed
But it jumped over the car. Like we saw a deer anus, like oh my God.
I've had them jump over the hood in Connecticut before.
Yeah, it was insane.
Is that the type of thing? Like you went under it kind of deal?
Basically.
Well, it was and it was also, I remember that moment so vividly because it was your first proper blast with the car, and I don't know anything. Like I'm an intern, I've barely driven anything. Johnny's been around the block at that point even, and you're literally laughing at the car. It's like a joke. This is insane. And as you're doing that, the deer like flashes before all three of our lives flash before our eyes.
Yeah, it was an incredible car, which I found out later was chipped 100 horsepower, had Ferrari challenge like the race car suspension on it. Yeah, it was.
So it was too good to be true.
Well, I'll never forget. After it won, and we're down at that restaurant in Orange County. Remember after El Toro, we went to a big restaurant, I think it was an Italian place, and we're in the parking lot at nighttime. We're drinking whiskey out of paper cups.
I was probably just sitting in the lot staring at the car.
Yeah. All right. So, but I was so Angus.
I love it. It's totally honest, and I get it.
Our old boss Angus McKenzie. We're talking about the car, and he, at the time I was green. It was my first year of Motor Trend, and I'd driven some stuff, but not a lot. And and I was just talking to Angus, and I'm like, "Have you ever driven anything this good?" And he's just like going back, and he's, "Well, maybe this, maybe." He's like, but nah, mate, nah, nah. And we were just like, "Oh my god!" Then we found out that story from a very reputable source, being the guy who built it.
Oh,
yeah.
I turned the wrench myself.
He did.
Yeah.
Because when I met him, he's like, "Oh, Motor Trend, yeah. Oh, you remember that yellow 458 Italia?"
Oh my god, you didn't even have to prep him.
No,
he was just telling you.
He's like, "Oh my god," he's like, "I shifted 100 horse. He's from Long Island. Ferrari challenge suspension on all four corners. Oh man, you guys fell for it, hook, line, and sinker." I was like, that's nice.
That's amazing. So you had a race car. You're driving a race car.
Oh, it was brilliant. What a car. That really was one of the best cars of all time.
And you have his soul for it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Is
that best deal? Is that what you said? Best deal you ever made?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think of it this way, that was a real one of one, because there ain't no other 458 Italia like that one.
That's a really good point. You chose wisely, as they say in the movie.
I wasn't using my soul anyways.
Fair, and still aren't. I mean, I am all the time. But didn't we do some weird thing, like we had to drive the car for 24 hours straight or something? Or 72 hours straight?
Was it something that we only had the car for like 36 hours, so it went from like editor to editor to editor, like the car didn't sleep?
But then we have it for best driver's car, so I don't know why I think we were just like, let's each spend 24 hours with the car. It was me, Ron Kino, and Ed Lowe.
Like you came up with your own challenge kind of thing?
I just got bored. I couldn't think of anything else to do with the damn thing.
This car's too good. I'm bored of driving it.
Well, you know what I did? I went to the Snake, Mulholland. I was just like giving people standing around rides like up and down the Snake.
When was this?
2010.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. There was an Evo that had a very bad day. I don't remember. So.
Oh, the one that tumbled before the hairpin?
Well, he was trying to fall. So what happened was, this poor kid, I shouldn't even make fun of him, but he basically, I'm not going to imitate him, but he basically is like, "Hey, I was watching Top Gear, and they showed where a Mitsubishi Evo handles better than a Lamborghini Murcielago." And I was like, "Well, I'm kind of in the video business a little bit, and like they fake those things." And like, I think I saw that episode, and it was like, yeah, on a skid pad, it's real tight, and but like
it's a conditional thing.
But also, it's Top Gear. It's for fun.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
They also had a dog driving.
They fill their cars with water. I mean, there's all sorts of things.
Anyways, this poor kid was like, "I'm gonna show you." And I'm like, "Okay." And again, not knowing it wasn't a normal 450 Italia that I was on, like, it was a race car. I do the Snake, and then I look at my review as he just doesn't make it because he was going the same speed I was, and like he's just off the road. And
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was not good.
But I'm assuming you're just up at the pullout up there talking to people and then just doing laps.
I was just like, it was one of those things where like I think Ed had it for 24 hours, then Ron had it, then I had it. And I was like, okay, I picked up my friend Adriana, who knows nothing about cars. Like, she was like, "Oh, it's yellow." And that was her reaction. And in fact, I was so tired by the end of it that I had her drive me back. I'm like, "You just drive, like, don't crash."
Hilarious.
Yeah, she's just creeping along on the freeway, And yeah, we I forget what else I did. I took to my brother-in-law's, took to my other friend's house, but I'm like, let's just go
creating
to the Snake.
Things to do. Yeah.
I had no idea. I probably in retrospect could have been more creative, but.
Pikes Peak. Can we talk about Pikes Peak?
It's a month from today.
Today.
Yeah, today. Today's the 26th of May, so it's June 26th.
Fuck.
Yeah. Pretty much.
How do you feel?
It's funny. Someone asked me that the other day, and it's like I have no anxiety about the actual race or anything like that. What I'm anxious about is my suit hasn't showed up, my helmet's being painted, and I don't have it. I need it at some point, and and like the suit. She told me end of the week she'd let me know. Today's Thursday night. Haven't heard. I take that as end of the week. I need to get a nitrogen bottle that someone was supposed to help me out with, and I haven't heard. And I need an oxygen prescription, and the doctor said, "Don't worry about it. I'll get you one," but I haven't heard. So it's all these like
A lot of loose ends.
dot and I's, crossing T's, because that's my weakness in life is anything that's like where you have to be like an adult. Like when I got my not just like like why do I have to sign anything?
Oh yeah, I said it was okay.
Yeah, like what the fuck do you need this piece of paper for? And like so, here's how my brain works. So I got a physical the other day, and they want you to get blood drawn, so you have to go to like a blood draw place or whatever. So I thought I did it right and made an appointment online. Turned out I didn't, and whenever I uploaded, they didn't like it. And that's literally like you could be like, I need you to write like a 2,000 word story in an hour. I'm sorry, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. But if it's like we need you to like print, sign, and upload a document, I'm like, nope. Fuck.
Too many steps.
I just can't do it. And so I get a text like, this is wrong. You can't do it. Da 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 da.
You're formatting.
And I'm like, fuck him. I don't care. I feel fine. I don't need my blood drawn. And then I get a text like, hey, we'll be there in a half hour to draw your blood. And I'm like, oh, what? Okay. Oh, and then I should say, so I'm so unvascular that like I got stabbed twice here, and then she finally went in through my hand to draw blood, which sucked.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, well,
I've heard of not being able to find a vein, but I've never heard
no
of like,
vein.
drawing
Well,
out of your
I
finger.
got a vein here, so she found that.
That's a pregnancy thing.
Yes, I'm pregnant, and so, anyways. So, it seemed fine. She drew the blood. Everything was fine. She knew my name. Then today I get a call from the doctor like, how did you get a home blood test? Like we gave you a thing to go to the clinic. I'm like, I don't know. I went to I called. They said to do this. And they're like, well, we need more blood. I'm just like, what do you mean? She's like, they only drew 1 vial of blood. I'm like, yeah. They're like, we need 3. I was like, what? How I don't know how I did this. So that's me. I can't like anything that's like get this done by this date.
I hope you never have I hope you are blessed with your health throughout life.
I won't be. I won't be. It's all going to fall apart. It's all good. Everyone in my family's dead. I won't be.
What the?
No, it's all. I mean, luckily we usually die suddenly, so it's not a big deal.
Oh God!
Slowly embalming yourself with bourbon. You'll
Yeah.
Well, that's true. If you pickle yourself, maybe you'll be okay.
Yeah. So no, but like taxes, anything that's like that, like it's expenses. It's not me. It's not me.
You do the thing and move on.
It's like it was like homework in high school. Like,
I'm the same way. Lingering details, I can't do it.
Why are we doing this? This is so stupid. I know what you're teaching. I don't need to like.
Why do you think you're like that? Is it ADD? Like
no,
what?
Definitely not. I have the opposite of ADD. I concentrate.
You can
too much.
hyperfocus.
Yeah.
Well, then where the shit does that come from then? Because I have the same thing.
With me, Satan. It was. I read an article.
You're just buying and trading souls, aren't you?
Yeah. It was all Satan. I remember. Well, it was Noam Chomsky and Satan. I read like a Rolling Stone interview with Noam Chomsky where he's like, "I'm much more interested in the student that gets the assignment and doesn't do it because he doesn't like it, than the student that doesn't like it but does it anyways."
Oh,
and I was like,
Noam would have liked me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Anton LaVey was also. I read a lot of Rolling Stone interviews as a kid, and Anton LaVey said something else about how homework's terrible or something like that. So I'm sure that's what it is.
Was that the only magazine you were reading? Or is that the periodical that got you into doing what you do for a living? Because Rolling Stone was like groundbreaking for a lot of people.
Yeah. I always would read Rolling Stone and be like, why do they talk about all this music that sucks? Like, who cares about the Beatles?
See what I'm saying? He's going, I have different opinions. I got to find a voice.
In 1990, like, why are we talking about the Beatles? Why do they have to have a picture of Bruce Springsteen ever?
Now Spike is watching.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I like the interviews and stuff like that. But no, I mean, I do what I do because I had, car and driver, automobile, and road and track subscriptions since I could read. Never Motor Trend because it was terrible back then. Got better.
I love that you put that in every single time. You insist.
Go back and read one.
And it wasn't Motor Trend. No, I'm with you. I was a road and track guy back then in the 80s and 90s.
Was incredible. Yeah.
Or even Auto Week or whatever. I enjoyed that black and white one.
Yeah, I never got into Auto Week. My good friend David, he was an Auto Week guy, and I just wasn't for whatever reason.
I don't think I liked it. I think I had access to it.
Yeah. It was one of those where I didn't think I had subscriptions. I went down to Crown Books and I bought them every month.
Same here, Walden Books.
Yeah, and then I would look at Playboys on the fly and then walk out with the car mags.
This is where you're a typical person. I was reading like Fangoria or whatever else. I was looking at horror magazines.
No, naked women. Yeah.
I was looking for the same thing.
Do you remember We? Like OUI?
No.
Oh, it was a French porn mag. It wasn't even French. It was just the name was French.
I remember the bowling for Nintendo. Wii. The Wii, tennis.
No.
Wii.
Spelled different. O-U-I and W-I.
Yeah.
Oh, like a Ouija board, like Wii.
No, like en français. Oui.
Yes.
But isn't that
It
O-I?
means yes.
O-U-I? Like a
I
Ouija
mean,
board?
it could be, but
O-I.
OUI.
Yes.
Oui.
He's like,
Yes,
No.
French.
No très bien.
Yeah.
This is not good. This is terrible. Très mal. Je déteste les pamplemousses. Anyways,
did we talk about Pikes Peak? Did we get there?
Oh,
Are you excited?
Pikes-
You're worried about little details.
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
all.
not good
That's
with little
keeping me up at
details.
night. Yeah, so I'm screwed. I don't have a nitrogen bottle.
But like,
I don't know. And this guy said he'd help
but
me.
look at the people in your corner. It's work.
This is a guy, Pat Long, is supposed to get me the nitrogen bottle, and
I was just messaging with him. He's
well,
gonna do the show.
Text
Should
him
I
and
send
tell him Johnny needs that goddamn nitrogen
And
bottle.
Johnny needs a goddamn nitrogen
Yeah.
bottle. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that.
So, yeah.
Oh wait, here. Let's just do this.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. Yeah.
And Johnny needs a goddamn nitrogen bottle.
Pat, actually, I got a Pat, and I told Pat I was gonna do something today that I didn't do. So, and you know what it was? He asked me to be on his like virtual racing team. I think it's his team. I don't really understand it, but they want me to like fill out a form or something, and I put it off for like 8 days now. And I told him this morning, I'm like, Pat, I'm gonna do it. Totally haven't done it.
So you're working on it.
I mean, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about searching for the email.
Oh my god.
One maybe.
This was supposed to be quick. See you later.
Yeah, that's yeah. But apparently I'm going to be on a Pat Long sim racing league or something. I have no idea.
Speaking of things you're on, congrats on your show getting picked up.
Which show?
Your Inevitable.
Oh, The Inevitable. Oh,
yeah, I just saw you and Amelia.
Yes.
You're shooting season 2 episodes.
Well, we're not explaining it well. Yeah, we
it seems like congrats are in order, but you're trying to squash it.
Well, we did squash it. We had incredible success with our first 6 episodes, and then just in our typical fashion, we dropped the ball. But we're back. We had a hiccup that I can't talk about. Anyway, we're back.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, everything's fine. We're going to record 24 episodes.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's good. And we have great guests.
6 for season 1? 6 episodes?
We actually recorded 8, and then there was a problem with
now
one
I see.
of them.
I'm sorry. Now I'm sad.
No, it's fine.
I cannot help but step in it. Can
Yeah,
I?
no,
I'm
it's
like,
fine.
let's explain it exactly what happens. Like, that's what I was trying to sidestep.
I'll leave out the thing I can't say. It's fine. So there was a problem with one of the episodes, and it wasn't like content or anything like that.
And it wasn't
It was
Spike.
a corporate problem.
Right.
Corporate problem. And the 7th episode, which is a really good episode, which was Derek Jenkins, the head of design for Lucid, sort of just got like accidentally backburnered because we couldn't put the 8th episode out, which is Ed Begley Jr. It's a great episode.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Great episode.
Right,
It's going to come out. It's going to come out.
Okay, so it's just shelved. It's not
yeah.
gone.
No, it's coming. It's coming.
Great.
In its entirety. We just had to re-record the beginning of it.
He's the perfect guest for your show.
Been driving
he's
an
the
EV
guest.
since 1970. Yeah. No, he's great. And just an awesome guy. Just like super inspirational and like.
I hear he's an actor.
Yeah. Actually, my favorite story about him was, he's sober. I don't know if you know this, but he's clean and sober. But apparently when he was drinking and doing drugs, he was at a bar being very obnoxious, and the guy came up to him and was like, "Hey, buddy, like, calm down." And then the guy that came up to him was Jim Belushi.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, so he was
buddy,
like,
take it
very
easy.
out of control. Yeah. Yeah.
Pot kettle situation.
Yeah, well,
Well, Jim Belushi, not or was Jim? Does Jim have a record too?
John Belushi. Did I say
Oh,
Jim?
it was John Belushi.
I meant John Belushi. I'm
Oh, well,
sorry.
it has a whole
I'm
different
sorry.
context.
I'm sorry. Did I say
So
Jim?
You got it
damn
right, even though he said it wrong.
Yeah, I meant John Belushi.
That's
Jesus. Yeah,
ridiculous.
Sorry. I screwed up my own anecdote.
No,
John
no,
Belushi.
that makes a big difference. He died from overdoing it. And he's telling this guy to take it easy.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. And anyway, so
I bet you tell it perfectly on your show.
it was one of those in my head where I'm like, it's John Belushi. No, it's his brother Jim. But like,
Totally got it.
I just revert. John, the funny one.
Jim was very
hilarious.
protective
funnier
of the
one.
situation because of what happened to his brother.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, there
it
you
was
go.
John. It was John, the dead one. It was him.
That's crazy.
yeah,
and we'll
yeah.
hear that soon someday. But meanwhile, season
Yeah.
2, you're already recording again for
Yes.
24 episodes.
Yeah,
Is a
yeah,
huge,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a big order.
Yeah, we're doing great. The next guest we got Ben Shaffer, who owns Unplugged Performance. They're the Tesla tuners.
No relation.
No, it's spelled differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you in
That's
double
spelled
F?
the right
How are
way.
you?
Shaffer. I'm the only one that spells it correctly.
Yeah, he's
Paul Schaefer as well from the Letterman show, same way.
That's why he is my uncle.
And Ray Schaefer from Porsche, same way.
Is he your uncle?
No.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Could be.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe I'll-
And then Randy Popes, who's racing an
Oh,
Unplugged
love it.
Performance Tesla up the hill for the third year in a row. So they're going to come in and be guests, and it's going to be awesome. So yeah, it's a good fun show. It's,
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's great, and like we have look, we're leaning heavily into celebrities and Randy, but like I said, we had Derek Jenkins, so we're trying to mix it up, and then we're gonna have this woman. I actually never met her, but her name's Madison Walker. She's a design student at Art Center. And we just talk on Instagram about, like, she's a really good eye for stuff. Because I put up a thing where I was like, what's wrong with the back of the new Range Rover? I can't figure out what I don't like about it. And she sent me a picture of it with this little part circled. And I was like, oh, that's it, So it's like, I want to find out what they're being taught. Like, are they being told to design cars without steering wheels since autonomous vehicles are coming?
Yeah.
Just find out, because we've talked to people that have been designing cars for decades, like Derek Jenkins, when they were going to launch the Volkswagen Bus 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He was the guy who designed it.
No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been drooling over those different variations.
20 years.
For,
it's been longer.
it's probably been 25 years.
Yeah, I think it's been like 99.
I was thinking I lived on the East Coast.
Yeah. So he designed. So anyways, we're trying to get a good mix, and I'm consciously trying to get more women, and just non-old white. Even though Ed's Chinese, he's an old white dude, and you know what I mean. Like just because it's
a potpourri of all shapes and sizes.
It's just more
try to do the same.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's just more interesting.
I mean, you screwed up our demo a little bit here today. You were the white
he's
guy.
Jewish. It's
I
fine.
see.
Yeah, 2 Jews. That's some diversity for you.
Double negative. We cancel it.
But you know what I mean. So anyways, Amelia was awesome. Like, she was great. Really, you should get her on. Great guest.
Well, I don't know whether to say so. We like her a lot. I actually, you know how I fill in for Zach sometimes on Smoking Tire.
I had no idea.
You fucking guy. Are you shitting me?
I had no idea.
I built their studio.
I knew you built the studio. I didn't know you filled in
well,
for
in
Zach.
in the beginning, yeah. Well, whatever. I do sometimes. Anyway, we did her.
How would
show.
I know that? You think I listened to Smoking Tire?
I guess I don't know.
No,
I guess I don't know.
I've literally listened to one car podcast.
I've not listened to any
in my life.
Same.
And it was Jerry Seinfeld said something nice about me, and it turned out it was at the very end of the episode. So I had to listen to the whole
that's the
fucking
worst
episode to get to what he said.
Oh, you got duped.
Yeah, totally.
Clickbait.
Yeah. But Spike, he's like, yeah, Jerry said something. He really complimented you. I was like, well, I should probably hear this.
So you had to listen to your own back.
No, it wasn't mine. It was Zuckerman, Spike, and Jerry talking.
Oh,
and my
okay.
name came up.
I gotcha.
And Zuckerman was like, "Yeah, that piece of filth," and then Jerry's like, "Actually," and said something nice. So I was like,
I'm so fond of you. I don't get when people don't like you.
Can we go back to the comments?
Yeah. Well, the same guy said Johnny needs a diaper change.
Oh, how does he know? Not wrong, sir.
Wait
not
till we
wrong.
change the chairs.
Not wrong, sir. Not wrong. I don't know. Now you have an excuse to change them.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. What is that? Is it just because your personality is just you do Johnny and only Johnny, and some people don't know how to handle that? Is that what it is?
You've known me a long time. Why do so many people on the internet hate me?
Because you're right and you know it. No, because you have a very strong personality, and you're unapologetic about it, which is what endears you to me so much. But I mean, you drive me fucking nuts sometimes too. But I know exactly who you are.
I think that the fact that you know what you're saying, so you stand behind your word. To me, that I don't care what you're saying, I got you. I got your back. You know what I mean? Like you're real, you're authentic. I know you're no bullshit. So that's I think why I like you.
I'm incapable of taking a compliment, so I don't even know what either of you just said. However,
I'll just blah 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 blah
yeah,
blah. Johnny
like,
blah 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 blah
I'm
blah.
like, no, they don't know what a fraud I am. These idiots. Anyways, but like on Spike's Instagram, there's this fucking guy. I even know his name's Patrick something, and he just goes after me, and like I can't figure it out.
There was the one guy on Hodinky too. That
that guy was crazy.
Yeah, that was wacky.
They looked him up. They actually Cole looked him up.
Oh yeah,
and they pulled his IP or whatever, and they're like, all he does is sit on Volkswagen forum and talk shit about Volkswagen. Like anyone, like Volkswagen Group, Audi, Lamborghini, whatever, and anyone who's ever said anything nice, he accuses them of being like on the payroll, on the take. You know, like, oh my God, Lamborghinis are fun to drive. Like, you're corrupt. You know, like,
hilarious.
Yeah, but no, but this guy, so you know, it's become a shtick on Spike's show is that Spike cuts me off and like doesn't let me talk, and if I tell a story, he hates it. You know, it's just.
Oh, I see. See, again, not listening to podcasts. I don't know what the deal is with you guys. Over
there. It's shtick lock. You know, I mean, it's but
that's fun. Isn't that a little bit fun?
It's funny and it works. It's great. You know, and it's. I mean,
Spike. I called him Spike.
Yeah.
Spike. No, Spike is such a good comedy writer that I feel like he knows the temperature of those things.
He's great, and he gets it back. But so I told this story last week, and like Spike, like he was like, "Do you really need to tell it?" And I really wanted to tell the story because it was kind of about the show, and you know, and then the guy, he's just been like brutal about it, and I'm like, it wasn't even it was a funny story. It was in Miami for the Grand Prix, and I was at this party, and this guy walks up to me. Oh no, I shouldn't. I was with my friend, and she. Like, we shake hands with this guy, and this guy is shaking my hand, and he's like, "You look like a younger, thinner Jonny Lieberman."
Oh.
And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, you sound like him." I'm like, "I am fucking Jonny Lieberman." He's like, "Nah." I'm like, "No, dude, I'm Jonny Lieberman, really." And he's like, "Oh my God, I love Zuckerman, I love Spike." You know, and I told that story, and like Spike was like looking at me as if I don't know what. So. But I thought it was a good
I appreciate
story.
you telling it
It's
here.
a great story, yeah. He took the wind out of it.
Yeah.
Do you really need to hear that story?
I thought it was a good story.
It was a good
Why isn't that a good story? Nicole, what's wrong with that story?
It depends on why you're telling it.
They were asking me about the Miami race, and I was like, "Oh, this funny thing happened."
I ran into some guy who
Yeah.
thought
Is that funny? Does everyone think they're funny now?
I'm with you. I think it's one of those.
She's on Spike's payroll.
Alex Berman says, quite simple. People are jealous you're living the life they want.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe.
You don't take compliments well, so that wouldn't resonate with you, even if it were true.
I can't believe anyone would want my life, but
only we know what our lives are really like.
Yeah, but it's a lot of like paperwork. It's a lot of like fill this out,
You don't do
sign
any of that
this.
shit. I know you.
No, I literally was like trying to figure out how to like scan a thing for Lamborghini. Like every time I get a lot of Lamborghinis, and every time I got to sign another, I'm like, and they don't do DocuSign. They're the last company on earth who doesn't do DocuSign.
DocuSign saved her life because she can't use a pen anymore. Who doesn't have that?
It's crazy, and I'm like, oh my God, like I don't really know how a printer works. My wife's not here.
It's the truth.
The last time I've seen a printer.
And I'm like, okay, then like
print this out, sign it,
but then,
and what? Take a picture of it and send it back to us?
Well, that's the thing. Well, so it's a 10-page document, but they only need the signatures on 2 of the pages. So I'm trying to figure out how to print pages 5 and 10.
Just the signature
There's
pages.
probably an easy way to do it. I did it the hard way. But then I'm like, okay, now I got to like have my app scan thing on my phone.
Jesus Christ.
But like when you scan it, I don't know where it goes on the phone.
Yeah, I had that problem. I finally had to figure that out.
Yeah.
PC load letter. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. Shit. So I'm like, wait, like, and I just lay down and I'm like,
I'm overheating.
Okay, I need 5 minutes of like girls bouncing their boobs on Instagram, and then now I'm ready to go. Okay. And then, gotta reset.
Excuse me, Jay.
Oh yes, Canadian Mike, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for chiming in.
I'm not sure if this is related to what you guys have been talking about, but Lynn Woodward wanted me to say, and I quote, "Hey" to the 2 dorks in the hot seats. So I don't know if that means anything, but
well, we know Lynn Woodward.
I owe Lynn a couple texts. Hi, Lynn. Sorry for that. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, whoa! What's going on?
We're scheming. No, I don't know. I just haven't talked to her in a little while.
Scheming.
All right.
We love Lynn Woodward. She's going to be back on the show soon. We just had Emmy Hall here recently, and
it was an odd couple. It was Emmy and Sean Lee.
Yeah.
That's an Odd Couple. I had dinner with Sean last night.
It was the same thing. I love both of them so much, but it was like he was supposed to be on Tuesday, but he ended up not being able to make it, so he just wanted to come anyway because he felt bad, so he showed up on Thursday, which was already her night. You know how it goes.
I mean, just from that one horrible experience with Adam, what's his face?
I love that show. I thought you guys were hilarious.
It was. Here's my problem with that show was, I talk a lot, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm talking over like a guy who's like funnier than me.
Well, that's up to you.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I couldn't stop. I was like,
oh, I see.
Yeah, I don't know. But everyone said
that's
it was a
you
funny
in your
show.
own head.
Yeah, totally. Everyone said it was a funny show. So
I thought it was very funny.
yeah, and I owe him a text too. So you
There's
text
two unflappable
yeah.
strong men talking.
Right.
Relax.
I'm relaxed.
Nicole, this is the one where Nicole told Johnny to chill.
Yeah,
I love it.
Give me a hit of that.
How are things going on Spike's Car Radio?
I guess good.
I just looked at the Zuckerman picture. Here,
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
what made me think.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's everyone. I met a man in a parking lot today who was like, "Hey, I love your show," and like
that's a funny story.
Yeah, and I'm really cracking up, and like, and people like it. I don't know. Yeah.
But I mean, how? I guess when people ask that question, we mean different things. So I guess I always answer it improperly. I mean, like, how are things going? Do you enjoy the process still, or do you still enjoy the like? Are you guys having fun doing the show? I think that's what people care about.
Yeah, it's one
not
of those.
How are your ratings?
They're good. The ratings are good. I think. I don't know.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. No, we care though. It's fun to be like, wow, we're third in Bosnia. You know. It's,
you guys do care.
Well,
well, that takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. No, it's great.
You know you're on the show now, though, right? And we don't care.
I don't know that I'm on a show now. I know we don't care.
I still don't know what's going on here.
Still waiting for Johnny to answer.
But yeah, no, it's good. It's I really few people on planet Earth crack me up the way Zuckerman does. And
what is it about him? Why?
I mean, he's just hysterical. I mean, he's just
no, that's not enough. That's not enough. Well, I don't understand why he is to you.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can qualify it, but like we went out to lunch and he was apologizing because he had to leave early because he had to go somewhere to deal with some horrible case where like the kid was run over by a car, but the parents aren't emoting, and he has to like teach him how to cry.
Oh my Lord.
But at the same meanwhile he's paying for lunch for us, right? And as he's doing this, he's holding his wallet, which is just cash rubber banded together with a credit card and a driver's license. That's Zuckerman's wallet, and he's like just going off about how horrible these people are, even though they had this horrible tragedy and all this. He's like, but you know, I get the money, and like it's like it was such a great moment. Like, and he's just sitting there, like it was amazing. And the other thing is he's physically very funny. He's you know, and so to see him in action, this is what.
Well, because he's a character, right? He's a real life character from some movie or cartoon or TV show, just sitting there in front of you.
He makes this face, right? And
Yeah.
like
He's a caricature.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm assuming he doesn't mind this because this is what he looks like.
Oh, he loves it. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But so I get to like not only hear it. Everyone who listens to the podcast, they hear. I get to watch him, and there's this big push for us to do video. You know, and we're all kind of against it because like the setup and the way we do the show, and it'll just never happen. But
I don't see it ever happening.
No, I mean Spike doesn't need the money, and you know it's.
I don't think it would be enough money to justify the hassle.
Even if it was enough money, it would never happen. It's just not going to happen.
Fine.
Yeah, but so I get to watch Zuckerman, and like I just die laughing because when he tells a story, he's just physically like moving and shaking and going crazy, so that's great. And Spike and I have a good on-air rapport. And it was just a weird thing because I never set out to like join their show. You know, I just was like a guest, and Spike just literally during his show, he's like, "Do you have your own podcast?" "No." "You want to join this one?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then afterwards, I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, I think you're great," like or whatever he said.
I remember that.
Yeah,
you were like, "I got made cast. I'm no longer a guest. I got made cast."
Yeah, and then I was like, "Oh, let's make an announcement." Spike's like, "Why?" And I'm like, well, because I don't know. For me, it's pretty exciting. And then afterwards, he's like, "Oh yeah, that was helpful. Yeah, good. That was good." You know?
Hilarious.
Yeah,
it's like going from featured to cast member on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
you know, it's a step up. It feels good. You can tell your parents and stuff.
Yeah,
but now you have your own podcast.
Well,
and it's with video,
but it's very different. Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's different because it actually has one. You're talking about a specific. You're keeping it in a pocket.
There's an overarching theme, but like the overarching theme of a Spike show is like Porsches. So but this one is just like.
Is that right? Spike's car radio is like mainly Porsches.
I mean, that's all they really care
because of him
about.
and Jerry.
Yeah. Well, him and Zuckerman. I mean, they love their Porsches.
Right.
And that's what
Zuckerman's into everything, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what Spike and Zuckerman automotively have in common is the Porsches. Like
I see.
Like the Plan Z, it's never for like one of Zuckerman's BMWs or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So so the inevitable
Or the motorcycle club or any of those.
No, that's all Z. But no, so the inevitable is cars are going to become electric. Cars are going to start driving themselves. Let's talk about it rather than debate. The inevitable, like it's just that's what's happening. But really, it's an excuse to get like celebrities and stuff and talk about cars, and then 5 minutes at the end, oh yeah, EVs, oh yeah, Teslas are fast.
Who's your favorite celebrity you've had on Spike's Car Radio?
Celebrity, I can't say not Marsden. He was the worst, right?
Yeah, he's generally a bad person.
Yeah, not Marsden.
He's so not.
He flaked on us for
awesome.
dinner tonight. So.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's wonderful.
I was like, he's like the nicest fucking car guy.
Honestly, and I hate this is going to sound so brown nosing, but Spike was like I don't think.
On In the Inevitable.
Yeah, I don't think that much of Spike as a host of his car show, but like he was a really good guest.
We had this conversation. He's the best talk show guest
Oh
ever
my
because
God,
he's so
incredible.
fucking personable and affable, and he's like so goddamn likable.
He was incredible.
Somebody cut up pieces of some of the shows that he's done here with us and put them in this like story of Spike's Ferriston and Late Night and whatever the whole thing. And I can't believe that our little thing made it into parts of this bigger project. But Spike is so great in it, and it's not the Spike that you see or hear. It's not the Spike that I've had interactions with. And I'm not to shit on the one that I know,
No,
but
you can
just
shit
like
on, he deserves a little shit.
it's
Yeah,
just that it's a different guy.
Yeah. No, he was an amazing
He's
guest.
really good at it.
Can I vote on the inevitable?
Yeah.
Yes. Jonathan Ward.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that
good one.
episode was nuts.
Icon, right?
Yeah. I like everyone was entertaining, but he was entertaining, and I learned so much. Like the way that he was explaining things and dumbing things down and explaining them practically for like how the technologies would work the way he would implement them. Like that was nuts.
Yeah, he's the best. I mean, I that's why I try and like as often as possible go smoke a cigar at his house just to listen to him talk, And plus he said, what did he say? He said like some driveline was like a donkey dick of a driveline, and like he's just in the emails flying back and forth about like what are we beeping? I'm like, you don't have to beep dick, you can say dick, but donkey dick is.
If I'm going to throw my opinion in the hat, I liked the Reggie episode because of not just because he's such a good friend, but he really. It's hard to go toe-to-toe with you. You know so fucking much. And not only does he know a lot, but his recalls seem to be almost as fast as yours. So you guys were able to like... It was a great episode to watch.
So we owe him a new episode because it was one of those things like I don't know what people assume. I'll assume people think like we put some thought into the fact that we were doing a podcast. And it was like... Yeah, okay, we'll show up, we'll hit record. Okay, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
And so...
Everybody on board?
So, like, we're sitting there, we're like, so, how, we're just talking to the guys at Podcast One, like, so how long are these supposed to be? And they're like, I don't know, 30 minutes? It's just what some random guy said. Sean, not random, but Sean said that. Okay. And so with Reggie, we were like, got the high sign at 30, and then we didn't know anything. We didn't know if he had to go at 30. We didn't know. And so we're trying to like end it. And it sucked because now we're just letting it go till it's over. We now we're like, tell us 30,
Blood
tell
from
us
a
45.
stone, baby.
Yeah, well, no, but we realized as we were taping these, we kept cutting everyone off around Sung Kang and Marsden. We cut off artificially at 45 minutes for whatever reason, and then yesterday with Amelia, we just let it go.
And how long did you go? What was
like
natural?
65 minutes.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Most people want at least that.
Yeah. And anyway, so we owe Reggie, but I'll tell you, this is a true story. So Ed Lowe, who's my co-host, he's the head of editorial for Motor Trend Group. It's actually he's like a vice president now. It's a big job.
I follow him.
Yeah. That's just nothing but the back of his baby's head and like, old meat. But not a great Instagram account. Yeah. Didn't you live in his house for a while, right?
No, my cousin did.
Oh, your
We
cousin.
were neighbors, but my cousin, that's a whole different
What did your cousin sell to Ed Lowe?
Other way around.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
But anyway, so Reggie walks out and Ed's like, I could hire him. And I'm like, yeah, I was.
Because of his knowledge?
Yeah, we were given a list. I don't think I'll get in trouble. Anyways, we were handed a list of like, okay, you're going to do this podcast on electric vehicles and autonomous cars and the future of mobility. And here's the guests we've picked out for you. And we have Adam Carolla, and we have Brett Farve, and we have a woman who was on Dancing with the Stars and then was on The Bachelorette, and we have a guy who was kidnapped twice, and Reggie Watts. And I'm looking at this, and Ed's like, okay, and I'm like, fuck no. Like Brett Favre, they're like, he likes pickup truck. I'm like, we're not having Brett Favre. And I'm a Packers fan. Like, we're not having Brett Favre as a guest. But I saw Reggie and I was like, he looks interesting, you know. And
he was on their list?
Yeah, he was. That's how we found him. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then,
but you had already been bumping into him in real life.
No,
not yet.
No. But after the show, I was like, dude, I think we did it on a Thursday, and I'm like, you should come up. We do this thing because we just talked for a while afterwards. He's like, yeah, I really like cars. Anyways, it was so funny. So that happened. He went to Good Vibes. He went to Malibu, and everyone just embraced him because he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And he's a real car person. And
he's not a faker.
No, not at all. And he really loves cars in a deep, deep way. And he called me. This is one of my happier moments. And he calls me, and he's like, dude, I got to thank you. I go, what? He goes, I've always felt this way about cars, but I thought in Hollywood, if you admitted it out loud, like, they'd run you out of town. And, like, you introduced me to this whole, like, tribe of people that, like, they love cars, but they're also good people.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, that's good vibes.
He feels like he fits in.
Yeah.
That's
No, he does.
said.
Yeah, and it's great. So, yeah, that was so. But it was funny
that's
because we did the podcast with Reggie, and we just, the way Motor Trend works is it's a cruise ship, not a cruise. It's very slow to turn. The iceberg's coming.
Oh, I see.
So we record it, and then Reggie does like, your show, Leno, Ferris podcast before our episode comes out.
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, and Ed was so pissed about that. He's like, thanks a lot, Jonny, like getting him on all your friend shows.
We waited till he did all of the automotive podcasts so then he could sit here and talk about what it was like to go do the whole run. So we might have been somewhere in the same week.
But you get the gist of
For
what I'm
sure.
saying. Yeah.
But I honored Ed's embargo.
Well, there wasn't an embargo, but like we don't move quick. We move, but we ain't.
It's a big organization.
Yeah, it ain't quick.
It's a big organization.
And a lot of people had to like sign off. And the other thing with Reggie was like, he's like, oh, I love my, I miss my Tesla because it could drive itself, so I can get a little stoned. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, guys, I was like, Snoop Dogg is hosting the Super Bowl. Like,
that's true.
It's okay for a black musician in California to smoke marijuana where it's totally legal. It's fine. It's not gonna, like, if someone in Peoria is upset by this, like, fuck them. You know?
That's weird.
And it was, it's
legal in a lot of places now.
It's just fine. It's fine. You're worried about shit that was worrisome 40 years ago.
So that was a hurdle.
Everything's a hurdle. Every donkey dick was a much bigger hurdle.
In so many ways.
In so many ways. And that was, I don't know about you, but collective you will be proud of me. Before we started recording yesterday, I'm like, because Amelia was like, can I swear? I'm like, just talk the way you want to talk. We'll beep it. And I turned to the guy, I'm like, the beeps are too big. We need smaller beeps.
Small beeps, yeah.
Like, you don't need to beep that.
Let that come out.
Yeah.
It's also funnier if it's just
Yeah. I was like, the Osbournes, it's been 30 years. Like, we can beep every other word, but do it quick.
Phone home. Go home. Fuck. I love that. That was the best. Good Lord.
So anyways, so podcast, Spike, Amelia, and Reggie. What are we talking about?
Well, that's it. We're wrapping it up. You did such a good job. Pikes Peak is coming up 1 month from today.
We're wrapping up?
Or whatever.
Oh, okay.
We can do whatever you want. We can do whatever you want.
Let's go.
We don't have any type of...
Are there any more negative comments? That's really what I'm here for.
Let's see. What we got over here.
Any comments about Shaffer?
Producer Mike up in Canada, is anything going on in the chats there? I think the YouTube has simmered down once I put them all up.
Everybody is riveted with the content on the screen. They have no time to put anything.
We put them to sleep.
Excellent.
We put them to sleep.
Yeah.
I see.
That's hilarious.
That's good.
Do you shoot for yourself, or are you contract anywhere, or what's your...
I'm completely freelance.
Good for you.
So I work for thank you. But I shoot a lot with Mercedes and Subaru, and then a smattering around. I've been doing a lot with Bentley lately. Ferrari, Lamborghini on occasion. But yeah, I work for myself.
He's at Capital Sunset on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at
Capital with an O, because I live in Capitol
He lives in
Hill
D.C.
and-
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
see.
switch it up
Yeah,
a
he
little
left
bit.
L.A. because he's a jerk. But he lives in a place. He pays L.A. prices to live in D.C.
Yeah, that's true. Is this like a good avenue to share the story of Florida Man? Is that your favorite photo? Is there a way to?
Yeah, I don't know if we could. Is there a way to get that photo up?
Is
Yeah,
it
just
is it on
scroll.
your Instagram? Because
Yeah,
I'm
but
looking
it's
at that. I
like-
just
it's-
followed you.
Give
It's
me your
way
phone.
down.
Give me your phone.
You can, yeah.
Just go to
you
the
can see if you-
banking app. Yeah. So we did this crazy thing. We have an Aventador out front, but Shaffer and I do a lot of Lamborghini work together, and I did this thing where I drove an Aventador S when that came out from Miami down to Key West.
Oh,
And the fun part was we closed down one of the bridges on the Keys, and I went as fast as possible, which turns out is 177 miles an hour on that bridge, because then when you hit a bump, you bounce in the other lane.
is that the big long? Was it Key
Yeah, the
Biscayne?
big
Key
one.
Biscayne or
Yeah.
whatever that is?
That was funny because we get down there and we're at a gas station.
Or Marathon? I forget.
It's like it's the long bridge. It's the long straight one.
I didn't know you could close any of them
You
down.
can close
by
them
the
all
way.
down. But
That
the
seems
locals are
crazy.
used to it because they do a lot of movies and commercials there. So we pull up at a gas station. And
Isn't that the one from James Cameron's movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
True Lies.
True Lies. Yeah.
He shot on the one next to it because they actually blew it up. It was
Right,
an older
but it's
one.
the same
Yes,
stretch.
Yeah.
You're right. They blew up that part. Oh wow.
Yes, that's the Aventador S. But real quick before we get to that picture.
Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry.
This guy at the gas station's like, "Oh, hey, you guys are doing the Lamborghini commercial tomorrow." And we're like, "Huh? No, it's for motor commercial." They're like, "Yeah, it's on the radio. They said like expect delays. We'll be shutting down the bridge. What a cool car!" And like, I was like, "Oh, okay, so that's how they do it because it affects people."
Just like school closings, they have to let them know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and it was crazy. Those cops were nuts.
Florida.
Those were some.
Were they
Florida
stadies?
cops.
Were they?
Yeah,
locals?
they were highway patrol or whatever their
State
equivalent
police
is.
or whatever.
Yeah, and this one guy was like, he's just like, I got to get a ride in that thing. And I'm like, my thing with cops, they always say that, and I'm like, take your gun off. I don't want a gun in the car in case we crash. I don't know what's gonna happen. Also, I just feel like those big Batman belts they wear would just rip up like the Alcantara and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you take your gun
jeez.
off, and 99 times out of 100, the cops are like, no, I gotta
Excuse
keep
me.
my gun on.
I'm
Oh.
sorry, Johnny. My mother is chiming in here.
Oh.
7 Mile Bridge in Marathon.
That's the one.
Yes.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. That's very good. I can't believe your mother listens to this, Phil.
She's our famous favorite viewer.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, this guy rips his belt off, leaves his car with our producer. Like literally, there's a riot pump shotgun in it. I'm probably getting the guy fired right now. But anyways, like gun on the seat. You know.
Now I don't know what I do. Oh no! Now it just. Oh wait. No, we're still good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I take the guy up to 170 miles an hour on the bridge, and it was. I think. It was about 168 maybe, but yeah.
And what did he think?
Woo!
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he was really, really happy about it.
Because like down there, they go freaking fast,
They
but
don't
they're
go
all
that
in.
fast.
No, they're all in like Hellcats and Vets and whatever the heck.
Even people that drive cars like that, you don't ever get over 130. No one really,
Okay, you're right.
It's
Yeah, that
hard to
probably
do
makes
that.
sense.
And so
170 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Were you able to do it? Like, was the wind buffeting at that point? Because you get crosswinds,
no
but
wind.
there's sides of the bridge, right?
It wasn't wind. It was I hit a bump and I was in there's two lanes. There's two lanes in the direction I was going. I was heading north. I was in the right lane. I hit a bump. I remember it was 177. I hit a bump and I was in the left lane. And I was like, whoa, slow down. So I was going to try and hit 200 because you have 7 miles. You could do it.
Right.
But yeah, it was. Those bridges are quite bumpy, and it's one of those things like, at 80 miles an hour they don't seem that bumpy. At 170 they're really, really bumpy.
It still seemed concrete, right?
Yeah, and ocean and salt and bad stuff. But
right.
Yeah, but so Florida Man. So then, I guess Marathon was the key because it was the last key before Key West. We just want to shoot a part of the video and we want to get the car. So we you tell the story. I was in character.
Well, we were in that swamp area where there was even like didn't they have like a little scooter? Somebody was on a little moped and they were taking like 2 Bud Lights at a time.
No, it was
from, like,
one of those big Honda scooters. You remember those, like the really big Honda scooter?
Yeah.
And this guy, he had like Keystone Light or something, and he would come and like, wow, Lamborghini, holy cow, man! Slam his beer. Then he'd crush
Slam
the
his
can.
beer.
He'd crush his can. And he'd open the back and put it in and pull another one out. So he just had helmets. He just had a motorcycle, giant scooter, loaded with beer. It was just running around shirtless. Everyone was shirtless. I think I was the only one wearing a shirt. Like it was.
Boy, it's so fucking hot and humid.
It wasn't
down
that
there.
hot.
Really?
It's more of a cultural thing. It was like, why would you have a shirt?
The mom who just chimed in there used to live in Key Largo, so
Okay.
she was for like a number of years, so she was pretty familiar with that area. And there's not much there, but like the Moose Lodge.
Yeah. Well, this was just. everyone was drunk.
Yeah, it was.
It was like 3 in the afternoon on a normal day.
Yeah, so we were there.
We were
to
working.
get.
It wasn't a weekend. Yeah.
We were there to get B-roll of the car and some nice photos. So if you look at the photo right before the one that I pulled up, is just like the nice. You would never know. It's just like Lamborghini Aventador amongst the mangroves, whatever, on the beach. It's that kind of stuff. But behind us, there's like a full-on like Florida truck party. Everyone just like half naked and chugging beers. And
Like so that's jacked up geo-trackers with the doors pulled off.
Yeah, so that's the reality going on behind us. And so the worlds collided when I was like wading through the water trying to get the next photo, that front 3/4 shot, and this guy just. It looks staged, but he just waded into frame. Like I'm waiting to get this photo. And this guy just that's like it looks posed.
But like literally has a mullet. Literally has
he knew I was there. It just didn't care or something. So he just like waddles into frame, chugging his beer. And I grabbed the shot and I'm like, "Excuse me, do you mind getting the fuck out of the way so I can get this photo?" And so that's just.
Well, I'm liking it. I just like that photo right now.
It's framed and I'm not framed, but he got it made up for me as a nice poster type piece of art. So it's hanging up in my hallway.
Mom
Place of honor.
Phyllis says, "FYI, Johnny, marathon is halfway to Key West from Key Largo.
Oh,
got an hour to go.
Why
don't you start a fucking flame war with my mother?"
Could you ask your mom what the last key before Key West is?
I think you just did.
Can she look?
Right, she's clearly paying attention.
I don't know how this technology works.
No, she's clearly paying attention.
Okay,
is my point.
We'll
allow like she knows the guy from the photo.
Is that your dad? Did your dad walk in the frame?
Wouldn't be my dad, but you're making jokes. You have no idea how close to home they are.
I can't believe you got a picture of Jay's dad. But like everyone no one was as majestic as this gentleman, but they all kind of had that vibe. And
this is exceptional. I mean, my dad was a commercial photographer, and you make all these jokes, and this looks like something he would have shot. I mean, he's long dead, but he used to shoot like product, so he would totally have taken a picture like that.
Yeah. That's just the kind of thing that you could not plan for something that good. Like the guy, like it was. I'm
sharing it to my stories.
and what's great about it too is if you think about all the photos of Lamborghinis you've ever seen, right? It's always an Italian model in a bikini or something, or like a Pirelli suit. It's never that guy. Ever. It's so off message for Lamborghini.
Tonight on Late Night Playset.
Yes. Exactly right. So.
Yeah, now he's going to come for royalties.
Oh, yeah, totally.
No, he's dead.
She said, can't quite remember there are over 1,000 keys.
It's the last one before Key West.
I thought she was going to say there's over 1,000 people in the Keys.
There are 1,000 of him.
Why do you think she moved?
This gentleman
ran through about 950 of them, and she goes, I got to get some new shit.
This gentleman did not survive the pandemic.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, well, odds are.
He's face down in that
He
pool.
might have survived that day.
You can't wear a shirt. You can't wear a mask. I'm just going to say. But yeah, the amount of drunks on like motorized vehicles, it was, it was different.
A circus.
I'm not used to it.
It was a circus.
It's a new thing.
She must have gone and asked her current beau. Big Pine Key is the last big key.
That's it, because I think we put the hammock in a pine tree, right?
Oh, hilarious!
Yeah.
The end shot of the video is me sitting in a pine tree hammock smoking a cigar.
We went into that like fishing store to Florida you up. and then just that guy.
Yeah. We did. I bought like a blouse, like
blouse?
just like Florida clothes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Off-brand Tommy Bahama shirt,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
a bucket hat,
Yeah.
and like linen pants. And then that guy just walked into frame.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Of course, the video guys were like setting up their cameras. They missed him,
But it's one of those that like the photo could win a Pulitzer because like, oh, it's all about the composition and the fucking yin and the yang.
it's so good.
If you could see that guy's pontoon boat just out of frame, you know?
The other thing is, and I don't know if you can see it on Instagram, but when it's blown up big, his belt buckle is a 32 Ford hot rod that I believe says hot rod.
Oh, dude.
Like what? You couldn't right? Like what are the odds of that? I mean, pretty high for that guy to have that belt buckle, but
That's exceptional.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, it's inevitable. Yes,
That's
said.
a good Florida sighting.
It was incredible.
It's actually, that's the thing, though. It's not. That's a totally average
This is
Florida
just
sighting. Yeah. That's Florida encapsulated.
From here, it's a good setting.
Yeah.
If you live there, it's just Wednesday.
Yeah, it's.
And Florida's so weird because I've been spending a lot of time there recently, and Miami's just its own thing. Miami's.
That's that for a zoom in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. It's a 32 Ford.
Can you beep pictures?
But Miami's the world's wealthiest third world country. And then the rest of the state, except for the old Jewish part, is it's just Alabama. It's just literally Alabama in a swamp.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
I haven't had great luck there either.
I could move to Coconut Grove tomorrow. I could live in Coconut Grove in Miami.
He has no idea. He has no idea.
Why? What?
She used to date the guy whose family started Coconut Grove.
Oh wow, really?
Not her.
Oh, your mother. Oh, I was like, you did.
Damn,
Wow,
Nicole, good start.
wow, how wealthy was this guy?
I don't know.
You know.
I don't know anything. I don't know
know.
anything. My mother and I have not always been together throughout this life.
I
We
understand.
have. It's been a dotted line of our travels together, and we currently are together. So I don't want to inflame anything.
The guy that started Coconut Grove's got some scratch. I mean, that's some.
Could be.
No, he's got some scratch. But anyways, Coconut Grove
Could be, but it would be new money, so he didn't live that way.
That's fine. I'll take new money. I'll take old money. I don't any money, medium money. Right?
Yeah, I need aroma.
Yeah, he
my
needs
God.
aroma.
Oh,
Mike
that's
needs
right,
aroma.
yeah.
I need aroma.
That's right. Can you be a brand ambassador? Do you like them that much?
I'm too annoying for them. They like their ambassadors to be cool and not shout it from the rooftops, and all I do is fuck it.
That's how we met Marsden.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not cool
He's
enough.
really.
No, I'm not. No, I get that. No,
Yeah,
no
you're
offense.
totally-
I relate to
yeah,
that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you're definitely
But
not cool.
that's how we met Marsden. He was doing something with Ferrari.
He was entertaining, joining the challenge series. He was gonna race in that before his movie schedule got too busy. I think. I don't want to blow up his spot. I don't know if that's the whole case. But yeah, he was a guest of Ferrari at Pebble Beach, and I've shot Pebble Beach for Ferrari the past 7 years. So they needed some photos of him with the Pista that he had driven up. So I was
Piece of junk. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I can't.
That was a pretty wild night because it was like Zuckerman and Seinfeld and you and Lynn and me and Marsden.
Yeah.
And then all those beautiful women that were just sitting next to Marsden not saying anything.
Yeah, and John Hamm stumbled by in the background. I don't know if you noticed that.
I heard about it. Yeah.
That was
Wait, why was he there?
Pebble
Drinking?
Beach. Pebble Beach.
Just for the party of it all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
fire pits at Spanish Bay, so everyone was
Yeah.
just hanging out. and
Oh,
drinking.
well, he
yeah.
might have just been there.
Yeah.
No,
You might have
no,
just been there.
you're not accidentally just at Spanish Bay that weekend.
No, I understand what you're saying, but he's just I don't think of him as a car guy.
I think he's a
Is he a
Mercedes
car guy?
He's the voice of
ambassador.
Mercedes.
No, I know. Literally. I know he literally is the voice.
No, he
of
literally
Mercedes.
is. So they brought him up. I mean, it's a hell of a thing. First of all,
Oh, I see your point. They brought him because he's.
yeah. And I'm
Perfect
sure they
sense.
had him speak, and I'm sure they gave him a nice check. But the other thing is, if you tried to get a room at Spanish Bay, they're like, oh, that'll be $2,000 a night, minimum 5 nights, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm John Hamm. Here's my credit card.
Well, even John Hamm, I think, would be for Spanish Bay. I mean, it's a nice hotel, but $2,000 a night is a little, right? It's
The windowsills are great.
I mean, they're nice rooms. They're not $2,000 a night rooms.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
But Pebble Beach, I mean, everything gets
It
blown up.
It ain't that.
Did you go? You went to Miami for the
F1?
How was it?
Yeah, it was cool. It was it was funny. I've been to the one in Texas, and it's you go there and you watch the race, and you go back, and it's well, we could get barbecue. And in Miami, it was like, woo! You know, I mean, first of all, everything is.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
it's basically Monaco flat, right?
Yeah, but they were
Flat
so
Monaco.
happy. The people.
What's up, Flat Monaco?
But the denizens of Miami were so excited to have the race,
Yeah.
and like everywhere was
Yacht partied, bro.
Yeah, but it was like welcome F1. You couldn't walk 2 feet without like someone selling a Verstappen hat. Like it was up for it. And so when it was good. It was good. I really am excited now about Vegas though, because I think Vegas is gonna be like Miami.
I'm starting to get nervous after the Miami shit
hold
show.
my 3-foot like
Yeah!
hand grenade drink. Like watch this, because I think Vegas is gonna be the perfect.
It's going to be
perfect
one
venue.
weekend long brain freeze.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be. Dude, it's going down the strip. It's
I
gonna
know.
be nuts.
Are they going to repave all of that? Because the strip is like, oh no.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, how could you repave the strip? They just close it down. There's no way you could have the strip shut down for longer than the race.
No, I mean in preparation for the race.
Oh.
I mean ahead of the race. The
They
strip last
have
time I
to-
drove it, it was
they
not in the best of
have
shape
to.
of all the roads in
I don't
Vegas.
know. I don't
It's
know.
not in any condition to even walk on. Like it's,
I mean,
She's like,
I was there a couple weeks ago.
So maybe it's okay.
How are they
I
gonna
haven't been to
keep
Vegas in
drunks
5
off
years.
the track? That's
I don't know.
that's
I don't know how they can do it. How they gonna,
Yeah, everything's cages, right?
I don't know.
Catch fence.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it's gonna rule. I think that's gonna become the best F1 race. Is my
I don't
prediction.
disagree with it as far as
just from enthusiasm. Like when I was there,
sheer
randomly,
spectacle, I say. Sheer
yeah.
spectacle, that's the place to do it.
Like I was there a couple weeks ago. My family went. We were trying to get hotel rooms, and it's like, no, everything's booked. We're like, for what? They're like, the NFL draft. We're like, what?
People
million
go there?
people showed up to watch the NFL draft.
Now, it doesn't happen there, but they're betting,
It
right?
happened there.
Oh, it did, okay.
They move it around every year, but like if it happens in Philly, you get 400 people in a room screaming "fuck Tom Brady."
People flew in from around the world.
A million people came, and they were all wearing like their team's logo on these giant Flavor Flav chains, drunk as hell, running around Vegas, and they had the jerseys and like screaming at each other. It was insane. So like.
Sounds awful.
Vegas, it is, but it's Vegas. It's great, So it's gonna be the F1 race is gonna be crazy because they'll figure out a way to have like some plastic tchotchke Verstappen chain. You have Verstappen's head on a chain or something. It's gonna be great.
They'll figure out some way to...
Yeah, they'll cheesify. It'll be fantastic.
Cheesify.
Whatever. They'll have some chazarai. I don't know why I'm resorting to Yiddish, but it's a Jewish town. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
The strippers are all going to start in racing suits.
The strippers are gonna make so much bank.
It's going to be the cannonball run, right? Zip.
The strippers are gonna make so much bank. When I left Miami, I had to leave my hotel at like 4:30 in the morning to catch my flight. The Monday after the Sunday race, and I got stopped because there was a yacht emptying out across whatever the main drag there is, and it was like watching a yacht empty out at 5 a.m. is like unbelievable what I saw.
It's like the club's closing, right?
Well, but like a lot of many more bad things take place on a yacht, especially to females for hire than happen in the clubs.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you're
it's
saying
just-
the condition
I
of these
was-
people that were leaving.
Oh my god, yeah. Like, oh my god. And it was a big yacht, so there was a lot of humanity.
It's like a clown yacht.
Yeah,
wouldn't
clown
stop.
yacht coming out across whatever that street is there, right on Miami
Gee
Beach.
whiz.
It was crazy.
None of that sounds fun to me. We used to have to work Comic-Con, and that was the closest to that type of fucking...
Well, Comic-Con, everyone's just like morbidly obese or like dangerously thin.
Have you ever been?
Yeah.
You have?
Many times, yeah. My wife used to
To
volunteer.
San Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah, my wife used to volunteer.
Oh, you really do know.
Yeah, no, I've been.
I mean, we used to have to bring celebrities around and everything, and it was a goddamn nightmare.
Oh, they
And
must
it
have been
seemed
like, who am I surrounded by?
Well, yeah, because it's the people that aren't famous in real life, but at Comic-Con, they are Max Verstappen or whoever.
Yeah. No, I just
It's a
mean
concentrated effort.
I spend a lot of time looking at crowds. I'm much more like if I go to Comic-Con, I don't care about Jason Momoa on stage. I want to
Oh,
see
no, the people.
I want to see who's looking at Jason Momoa.
100%.
And Comic-Con, it literally is morbidly obese or like rail thin. There's no in between. There's not a normal body in there.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
That is kind of Comic-Con, though, because
Yeah.
those are the people. They either love it or they hate it.
Yeah. And anyways, so
Yeah, back to
what are we talking about? Vegas is
Sorry.
gonna be great. Vegas is
The
gonna be great.
million woman march.
I
of
think-
shame off the
Oh my
yacht.
god, yeah.
I just think of from the like the amount of things that bring money to Vegas, right? Like there's so many things from sports to the AVN Awards to all
Yeah.
these different
Yeah.
conventions of every different variety.
The draft, who knew?
forget all that. They've never seen the kind of money that F1 will bring to that town.
Oh, it's going to be nuts.
It's going to be the biggest thing. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And then betting on that town? Like, I don't know if I want to watch the race or sit in the sports book.
Oh, you sit in the sports book. Yeah, you get free drinks. But
air conditioning.
But it's also like they did a great job in Miami of taking Dolphin Stadium or whatever it's called, Petco Stadium.
Dolphin Stadium.
The Dolphins play there.
No, you're totally right. I'm Mr. Sports Ball also.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't forget what it's called. It's Crypto.com Stadium, whatever it is.
Perfect.
But they made a nice, it was a good track. It was cool. Going racing on the strip in Vegas, like, because I've been, Yas Marina, and like it's cool, but like no one's really hanging out there except for the F1 race. You know what I mean? Like Vegas it's going to be nuts. It's just going to be
nuts.
awesome. Yeah.
All right.
I'm very excited.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
That's next year, though. So we got Pikes Peak.
November 23.
Pikes Peak in 1 month. And then how do people follow you? And what can people look forward to from you first, Jonny?
Well, Instagram, just my name in Instagram is the best way. You can look at the screen right here.
It's right here.
That's Jonny Lieberman. That's really the only way I communicate these days about cars. And then there's going to be a ton of Pikes coverage. I wish I knew anything, but like Mobile One's doing a live screen. I think Fair's doing a live stream.
All right. Good. Because you're going to be busy racing, so we can't rely on you for content.
No, you can't rely on me anyways. But
yeah, we can. Yeah.
But the Fan Fest, I just registered. I'm paying $75 to.
What's Fan Fest?
On Friday night, so the race is Sunday. On Friday night, they have Fan Fest, and
like a meet and greet.
What's that?
Meet and greet type of thing.
Yeah, meet and greet. Yeah,
Love
so
it.
you bring the cars down. So it's so like $75 to display my race car.
Badass.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool, and I'll bring lots of these stickers to give away.
That's right.
The Zuckerman head stickers, and
I know you're worried about your loose ends, but like you're not worried about your performance.
Nah, it's driving up a mountain. I do it I did it this morning, and Pikes Peak is 12 miles, right? Like Good Vibes is 27 each way.
Yeah.
So I'm fine.
You are fine. I can't wait to see what you do.
Yeah,
you're a good driver, and Zwart as a coach is
I'm gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna be okay. I'm not really afraid. I've spent like over 40 hours on the simulator. I kind of know the mountain. I have 7 or 8 practice days before the race.
On the mountain.
Yeah, and Jeff's just like, take it easy. He's like, if just you're just racing the mountain. You're not racing anybody else. Who cares if anyone beats you?
It's going to be so fun.
Do you have any idea? Are there any goals set? Is there any type of you just want to finish, or you want to finish in a certain place?
I have a time in my head that I'm going to keep to myself because I don't want to be off by 30 seconds in the bad direction.
Right. Do you want to write it on this piece of paper and fold it in half? And
my coaches know it. They're aware.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So.
Well, then that is a goal. It's just a silent goal.
Yeah, but it's
good for you.
Yeah, no one's going to know if I hit it or not. And
until you do, and then.
Nah,
you'd be like, I shattered it, fucking shattered it.
I shattered what though? That's the thing. No one will know anything. But it's
No, you say I set my goal, and
no one cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, no one cares.
He's Mr. Make an announcement. Hey, I want to make an announcement. And he's like, nah, nobody gives a shit.
There's no announcement to make. It's just a time that I think
this is a bigger deal than you're giving it credit for.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But
Cam Ingram doing it for the first time. I couldn't believe. I was like, your first time out at a competitive thing, and you're gonna go fucking do Pikes Peak. And he did really well last year.
He's
with
good.
With the same coaching from Zwart.
Yeah,
he is good.
Car.
You're good too. I'm just thinking, like, you might do really well in this damn thing.
I might not. I mean, who knows? I don't know.
Just noticed. Did you zip that up so we weren't wearing the same shirt?
No, I just it hides my lard. But I'll unzip.
No, you don't have to.
Hides my.
All right.
It's a good shirt.
You, Shaffer, thank you for being here. How do people follow you, and do you have anything coming up?
You can follow me on Jonny's Instagram. That's where I spend most of my time.
No, I just followed you on Capital. What was it? Capital
Sunset. Capital with an O. And I'm doing the usual, just taking lots of pictures of lots of cars.
Are you going to Pebble?
I haven't gotten an invitation. I'll be at Goodwood Festival of Speed next month.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So you're not going to Pikes Peak?
No.
It's the same time.
Yeah, it's the same time. And I've not gotten a formal. I will be at Pebble in some capacity if I have to, sleep in your closet floor again or something.
Hey, we've done it before.
But you're still waiting for the official invite.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's really been invited. I just meant, are you planning? Because we've been, how many times have we gone to Pebble together?
This will be
10. This will be 10.
Gosh, I don't know.
This would
COVID
be
fucked
11?
everything up again.
COVID
This
fucked
might be
it up.
11.
This might be our 11th year.
What year was
Well, 2010
the
That
CTSV?
makes him 36 now.
2010.
Yeah, so this will be our
Looks
12th
Well,
calendar
this
year.
Yeah, so it'll be our 11th year at Pebble together.
Yeah.
So,
Now that we got that figured out.
yeah, hey, it's the best.
I am assuming that you're probably not in town that often, but when you are, would you come by here without this guy sometime?
I'd love that. Thank you so much for even entertaining that. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's here
we would
3 times
appreciate
a
it.
month.
Oh,
Yeah,
well then
I
please just come by
Yeah,
sometime.
there's not a lot of car stuff going on in DC, so my commute is flying out here.
Oh,
so
awesome. Then I connected with you on the thing, and we'll put it together.
that's amazing. Thank you so
Awesome.
much for that.
Anything else we should talk about that we didn't?
I had nothing 20 minutes ago. I just,
You're
are
the
there
best.
any
You're the
insults?
best guest there's ever been because like you can come in with nothing and fill everything.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
No, it's
I
the
just-
same thing I was talking about Reggie. Like you have the information up here and you're able to recall it. It's very impressive to me.
He's nuts. I mean, I
You
spent-
both are.
I-
So is this guy in Canada too. Producer Mike's the same way. You guys, there's something about the way you guys spool your brains up. You're able to maintain the information.
But
It's admirable to me.
I know about like cars and hate posting stuff. He knows like everything. Like when we were
Reggie?
in Spain, yeah. Like I'm like he's
Oh, we didn't even talk. We don't have time for that. You and Reggie should come by together and talk about
Oh, that would
Mallorca
be
and the
great.
Porsche trip.
Yeah. But he was like I was just sitting there like these poor Germans, right? They're like they're like, oh good, a famous American likes our brand, like this this is gonna be great, and he's like, yeah, so I'm really into like microdosing ketamine, and I'm driving your cars, and they're just like, wait, what? Like, actually, real quick, one of my favorite Ferris stories of all time was we got invited on a Volvo. It was a Polestar before Polestar was a brand when it was
Volvo Polestar.
Yeah, they had the V60 wagon launch.
Yeah.
And it was me. I remember they flew me and Farrah coach to Amsterdam, and Farrah had the middle seat. We sat next to each other, and we were just like we were on the bulkhead. It was great, and because they were like, we have no money, we can't fly you business class, and so we went. But anyways, we're sitting at dinner, and the Swedes are very stoic people. They don't really like tell you what they're thinking, right? So Farrah's like, oh man, I just became a weed reviewer. I'm reviewing marijuana. And they're like, we're like tomorrow we're driving the cars, and they're just like it was great. It was so good. So I love when people just like you scream out about all the drugs they're doing when they're about to drive cars. Yeah, makes me very happy. And I'm like, I click bourbon. Yeah.
He tells stories about having returning cars and accidentally leaving things in them and stuff like that. Not to say that he ever did them in the car, but they were with him while he was traveling someplace or whatever. He tells those stories.
You should get a ex-PR person in here to like make him wear a hood or something and like
no
code,
names, but just tell the stories.
changer.
Yeah, like code white. Code white means that they left cocaine in the car. Code green
code
means something
green,
else. And,
sure.
Yeah, code brown and yellow mean what you think they mean. Like,
No way.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's right. I mean, we could.
Oh god.
We could write books about the way
Encyclopedias.
automotive journalists behave.
And I'm sure that certain people have their.
There's literally.
What's the road budget?
Oh, Infinity. That's a good point. Infinity used to, I don't know if they still do, but they had a line item in their budget for robes stolen by journalists from hotel rooms.
Hilarious.
$7,000 a year.
Because it always gets billed back to the company
Just
anyway.
because that's
Hilarious.
how many people steal fucking. Who steals a robe? But a
I
car
think my
journalist.
first time in a nice haunted house, in a nice hospital. My first,
You were
first
pretending
time
to
in
be
a
a
nice
ghost in a fancy hotel room. Yeah.
No, you know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe the first time when you're like, it's a fancy thing, but then you're like, how many robes
these
would
are
you? What am I
people
going to take a
that-
robe every time? That's the stupidest thing in the world.
They do every time. Anything that's not bolted down.
I don't get that. I've
That
never
is
understood that.
by far the absolute least offensive
Yes.
thing that happens.
Oh. Yeah, by far. I mean, I'm trying to think. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but like, hey, dude, where's the Rolls Royce? Oh, I left it in Philly.
Ooh,
Where's
sweet.
the key? It's on the tire.
Beauty.
Yeah, or I left it in the cup holder. Yeah, I mean, they're like, people are insane.
Ugh, I love it. All right, we got to get the hell out of here.
All right, fine.
See you guys both at Breakfast Club tomorrow?
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
good.
With the Ferrari and the
We didn't get a
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini and a Ferrari not to go to Breakfast Club.
I love it. I'll bring the Porsche.
I
See you there.
actually canceled a casting appointment so I could drive the Lamborghini up.
Casting for what?
I can't talk about it. I signed an NDA.
But you're potentially being cast or something,
Unbelievably, yes.
Or you're casting for something.
I'm not casting. No, I'm on this side of the camera.
I can't believe they make you audition.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you're an offer only kind of guy. You know what you get.
This is so complicated.
All right, never mind.
I gotta
put a pin in it. Put a pin in it.
I gotta get a new NDA going.
Producer Mike up there. What's going on with you? Anything to wrap it up? We've gone long.
Another great show. Thank you for the insights.
Thank you for sharing about the Letterman podcast. Watch that. Everybody check it out on the podcast and the YouTubes. Mrs. Ryan, I love you very much. Do we have anything going on? No, Autoimmunity Foundation, follow that, and Good Vibes Breakfast Club tomorrow and all that stuff. This weekend, I don't remember, and next week, I don't remember. So we'll see you out there.
Perfect.
Good stuff. Yeah. Go team. I love you. We love you guys. We all love you out there. Please love one another. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.